What's going on, everyone? I'm Cornell.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy DJ.
I'm Pastor Isaiah Simpson.
Good, y'all. It's James.
I'm Josiah.
That's Josiah. Just make sure everybody heard it, man.
This is the Impossible Truths Podcast, y'all. What's going down? This is our second episode, and we're excited because what we're doing today, we're going to be talking about something that every single one of us has experiencing, and will experience. That's temptation. Temptation, y'all.
Temptation. I hope y'all ready for this. Cause this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a real good one.
I got one thing.
You kicking it off?
I can kick it off.
Kick it off.
I changed my drawers for this conversation. All right, let me tell you.
I'm with it.
Man, like food, man. Food. Cause I'm in the gym. I'm in the gym. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm a fitness guy, bro. Food.
Oh, okay. I see.
Man,
Oh my God! When like your mom come home with some cakes, with some pastries, and you just sitting there like, dang, I only got 2,000 calories for the day. That piece of cake, that's 500 right there.
No cap.
So you like, dang, what I'm gonna do? And 90% of the time, I'm like, I'll be alright. I'll burn it off later. I'll burn it off tomorrow, and I never do it. It just that temptation, man. It'd be hard. What kind of temptation?
Man, you talking about cake. I thought you were going to talk about sex. S-E-X. Oh, yeah. That's how
Cake and count is the same thing.
That definitely makes me sad.
Rihanna said it best.
Cake.
So
Yeah, eat cake and make. You understand? No, for real, no, that makes sense. You know, cakes. No, man, with sex.
Come on,
Sex.
tell the truth.
Yes, sex. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, and I've been vocal about this with our church before, that in time past I was a fornicator.
Hey,
But the Lord,
amen. The Lord
He
came
delivered.
through.
Hey, Baba Shah. I'm sorry. He delivered.
Yeah.
So thank you, Lord. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. So I don't deal with fornication anymore. And I thank God for that. And then my wife, she's amazing. She sustains me, and she is my abundance in so many ways. But before that, that was something that I struggled with, fornication. And when I started to combat it, the temptations of fornication was at an all-time high. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I know what that's like. I know temptation.
Yeah. My temptation, I think, is just not talking about people.
Man.
That's real hard for me. Like, because I remember when we was in school, now we used to get on the bus. I'm talking about from when we first got on the bus, the whole school day would go by, and we get back on the bus, and we still be baking. I'm talking, we be talking about each other. We be talking about mamas, daddies, grandmas, sisters, brothers. We be talking about our bus driver. We be talking about, we used to bake Mr. Woods all the time.
Mr. Woods.
Hey, we love Mr. Hey, but this is the thing. We bake the people that we love, though. That was what was true. We did bake the people that we love. But honestly, though, talking about people in like a literal sense, like, and if I'm just being truthful, I'm talking about people that ain't really the greatest looking people. People that sometimes don't dress the best.
I ain't gonna lie, I was a bully in high school.
Yeah, I was too. That's what I'm saying. Talking about people.
So sometimes it wasn't always about, I love you. It was
fun.
It was fun. And I'm gonna say this too, I'm being so real. They used to say, if it's a bully in your life, it's because they really are jealous of you or they're going through something at home. And I'm here to just tell those who are watching that that's not always the truth.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got natural born antagonists like me, who we get pleasure out of seeing you. Nah, I got delivered. I delivered from that. Because that was wrong.
Yeah.
That was wrong. I wanted to say that was wrong. I don't promote bullying in any kind of way. an advocate against it, but I am here to tell you that was a struggle too.
Oh yeah. Oh, mine sort of like yours. In fact, a lot of people do the same one I deal with, so I don't even feel embarrassed about saying it. You scroll down your timeline. What do y'all see half the time? Booty.
Booty. Booty.
Scroll down your time, and the hard, and no matter how many times I try to get out of it, it just comes back on my timeline, and I'm not even purposely bringing it on there. So, in fact, I believe every single person in here deals with that.
Yeah,
except for you.
You know what? I'm not gonna say I don't still see it here and there. I don't see it as much because what I learned to do is I learned how to find people that I do not need to be connected to, and disconnect myself from them, and then flood my start following inspirational people, pastors, book authors, CEOs, people like that, so that my timeline can be flooded now with people who are not going to post their butts. As much.
just
and every now and then I'm going to see somebody that I'm friends with that, we went to high school together, whatever, or just somebody I grew up with them, and and so I'm connected with them because we know each other, grew up together, and they're not saved all the way, so they're going to have that butt out. So sometimes I might see that, but I don't see that as much anymore. But I used to. But Cornell, you ain't lying, cause it was a time that boom, boom, boom. I'd be like, oh Lord, and then I realized I'm in control of what I see on my timeline. So eventually, I just started to just add more of what I needed to see and get rid of some of the stuff I knew I didn't need to see. And
what about you, Josiah?
That's the time.
The thing that I struggle with as far as temptation.
What's your temptation, Doc?
Being controversial.
I can believe it.
No, man.
I struggle with. I have struggled with that for.
You look controversial right now.
Like you about to rip somebody's phone.
You look like you are about to just let somebody know.
That's how I am. That's how I am for real. I'll tell you, I've lost a lot of friends. I've lost a lot of friends being very controversial during a time where you just had to be chill. You just kind of had to eat something. I'm like, I don't know. No, you're gonna know. You're gonna know the truth, sir.
You're gonna know the truth.
I believe.
You're gonna tell her. You're gonna tell her.
It is true, and you.
I feel that though.
It's a struggle because even the Bible says there's a time and place for everything, and I just struggle with trying to find the time and the place to just tell people about certain things. It's like. And over the years, I had to kind of learn how to just kind of see things and just keep my opinions to myself.
I think that's the main part of it, and I think that is something that everybody struggle with too in the form of temptation is that having an opinion sometimes it just don't be needed. So it just be like, man, like I really want to say this, but I can't. I like right now, it's just not the right time. I probably could say that later on, or maybe my opinion is just not going to be valid and it's just not true. So that's another reason for me just not to say it. So I think everybody kind of struggle with that too.
And then sometimes, whenever you put your opinion out there might be a situation where somebody kind of, exposes something about you.
That's true. That's true.
Well, I say this, the thing about temptation leads to sin. The goal of temptation is for you to be enticed to sin.
Lured in.
And what you got to keep in mind, I read this something like this today. I'm probably gonna butcher this quote real bad, but I liked it. It just basically said that your flesh is gonna make you crave what it desires. And it's going to make you crave what it desires because your flesh, when it's done, it's not going anywhere. But your spirit is going to push, put your spirit after this experience is over, has somewhere else to go.
Yeah.
And so you should obey your spirit rather than your flesh, because your spirit has still another place to go after this.
Yeah.
Your flesh only lives once. So it wants to get everything it wants because this is all it has.
Yeah.
But your spirit knows what's best for you, because your spirit again, like I said, is going to go somewhere else. It has a final destination, whether you're going to heaven or whether you're going to hell. And so you want to make sure that you obey your spirit, obey the Spirit of God on the inside of you, because your flesh is going to take you down a road that you really don't want to go down at the end of the day. You know, rather that's eating too much cake, rather that's falling into lust or anything like that, rather that is being extra controversial. It can take you somewhere that you really don't want to go down that road.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you are not caving into your flesh.
Yeah. So I think the key thing that we really need to touch on too, though, is how you feel after temptation wins.
Yes.
Like, how does everybody feel? And be honest. I know for me, I start when I made my channel. My second YouTube channel, The Reality of J-Verse, I went through a period. Well, first of all, on that channel, I told myself, I was like, I won't curse. I know I'm working on myself. I'm trying to stop cursing. I really want to stop. So I told myself, on this channel, none of that. I won't do it. I won't have it on any record. There won't be any of it. And it's hard. Fighting that eventually it became to a place where it wasn't as difficult. And I remember there was a specific video that I was shooting, if I'll be honest. It was a specific video that I was shooting. And somebody said something that was just so crazy that I had to stop the video, because I just was like, that's crazy. Like, what they said is just not true. It's extremely false. It's a lie. It's from the pits of hell. It was something biblical. It was crazy. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And literally right after I stopped the video, I was 15 whole minutes into the video, and I stopped it, and I was like, I just literally gave up a whole good 15-minute video for 1 second to let out how I felt. And now I gotta redo that whole video because of like 1 minute. It wasn't even a full minute. It was like 30 seconds.
Wow.
30 seconds, whole video gone. And that's happened plenty of times, but I remember that specific because that was on the channel where I'm like, I'm going to do my best to make sure that I don't give in to what I want to say right now, even though I'm hearing something that's it's pricking my soul. But I can't just let out what I want to let out.
That level of conviction is like it hits you right.
Yeah.
Right when it's hit. Right when I done waited all this time. I spent this amount of time not doing it, not giving in, not saying, not going, not touching, not tasting, not whatever your thing is.
Right.
Not looking, whatever. I went all this time and I was doing so good, and boom.
Yep.
Just in a split second, I've done it.
It took 2 seconds.
And now I'm back at square one.
And it ruins your day. I know for me, all my people who were big and lost the weight and got fit, and it started to get a little big again. You know how it feels. Like you've been locked. You know what it's like to, and it's even worse when whatever temptation it is, you beat it for a while.
Yeah.
And then you get comfortable.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know,
you just
slipped
up.
You slipped up because you got comfortable. Now bring it to like one of my main struggles is because like fitness is one thing I love. Like when I was locked in with my diet, the reason why I was locked in because I wasn't happy with my body. And then I got comfortable, and then next thing you know, like I'm gaining weight, and I'm like, dang, so I gotta get back to it. And it sucks because like in the moment, you really, or whatever temptation it is, you really like it. You really want it. You're like, man, I'll be okay. I'll be okay. You do it, and then
I know exactly what you're talking
immediately after, you're like, dang, like I didn't really need it. It wasn't even worth it for real.
Yeah.
It really wasn't worth it.
The key is remembering how you felt the last time you gave in.
Yeah.
That's the key.
true.
When it's, because what happens is that it's never ever the same temptation dressed in a different package for the most part. It's always the same temptation in the same package because you're gonna go every time.
Yeah.
So
That's
the goal is to make sure, and it's so simple. It really is simple yet hard. The goal is to make sure that you use your memory.
Yeah.
You gotta use your memory. How did I feel? And here's another thing that we didn't talk about yet. What did I lose?
Yeah, that's true.
When I gave in, what did I lose out on?
Yeah, you thought you had a
Because
reward.
you got to understand that just as much as you're giving in, there's something you're missing out.
Yeah.
That's what the temptation doesn't tell you. Is that if you do this, you're trading this in for something else. You're trading what God has for you in for this moment. You're trading. It's a trade.
He was.
It's a
no,
trade.
not the exact same, but something like he totally brought up.
Yeah.
Because like this how temptation is. This is what the devil really does. He give you something. Say here, just try this. Tempt this out. Take this out. You like okay. Take a little. He knows you. The devil knows you. Okay, so he knows you're not completely stupid.
Right.
He knows you're not gonna completely give. So he gonna say, "I'll take a little bit." You take a little. It's okay. That was good, right? You like, yeah, okay, it's okay. He ain't gonna give you the full. He give you a little more. You like, okay, that's great. This feels good too. Okay. Then he give you a little more until you start getting addicted. Then he has the nerve to take it away and say, "Oh, now God mad at you. You should be ashamed of yourself." And you're like, you get it. And that's the worst feel. After I feel like that, I'm just like, I feel so stupid and salty. Like, okay.
Yeah. Man, he put that the best way. Like
He really did. That was perfect.
Yeah,
That was perfect. How you did that.
That's literally how it is. Like when you actually give in, it's like stupid is the word. I'm sorry. that really is like just really feeling like crazy. Like you like, man, like I'm better than that. Like why did I literally the same thing that I keep and I know the person that's watching this, you know exactly what we talking about. Like why do I keep giving in to the same thing? And I know the results. I know that if this food, right? I'm building my body up. I know that I'm not supposed to eat this because it's easily. I'm gonna put that weight on easily. I already know what the results are. I already know what's gonna happen. If I know that I need to stay off Instagram or I need to stay off Facebook because the people that I'm following, it ain't nothing good on there for me. So I need a week. But some of you just be like, man, I could download Instagram. I'll be straight. I can scroll one or two times. I'll be good. And as soon as you get on there, it'd be the main person that you wanted to see.
The one
that you wanted to see.
You ain't seen him in weeks, but that one day you see
water. Or in your case, it'd be that person that you know always finna say something crazy on the Facebook post, and you like, ooh, I was waiting for them to talk about this. I was waiting for them to get their input because I already know they was gonna miss the mark completely. And I was gonna get them together, but I can't get in the car, and then you do. And then everybody, because I'm going to tell you what happened. As soon as you give your input, everybody on your back. Everybody on your back about what you said. And you could be right. But you said it, and everybody know. And I'm talking about you specifically. Like they know that you got a track record for going in the comment section and getting people together. So now they on your back.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro.
This temptation is tied to thrill. I'm going to pass to you. Temptation is tied to thrill.
Yeah.
There's a thrill it's a thrill in having that piece of German chocolate cake. It's a thrill in drinking and getting drunk or smoking and getting high.
Yeah.
It's a thrill to that.
Yeah.
Even if you get mellow after, it's a thrill. It's thrilling.
It's thrill, yeah.
It's a thrill. The sensation of the release of your vaginal secretions of your semen. It's a thrill to that. You know what I'm saying? The release of those body fluids. It's a thrill it's like you scratch an itch when you type it in and you
about to get them.
You getting them because you letting them know you got all these statistics and proof. It's a thrill to that. It feels good, but at the same time. You gotta ask yourself, what is my real reason
for doing this? Yeah.
Before you do it, why?
Yeah.
Why am I eating this cake? why am I rolling this blunt up? Why am I about to bust the bottle open? Why am I about to slide in this girl's DMs?
Why am I about to go to this website?
Why am I about to go to this website?
Because that's real.
Why am I about to text this response?
Asking them questions.
Yeah.
Like, why am I doing this? And if you don't have a legit reason, you should probably think twice about doing it.
Yeah.
If you don't have a real legitimate reason. And sometimes we like to come up with real legitimate reasons.
Yeah.
We like to try to come up, but that's where you really got to be honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Like I used to, like on Josiah's situation, I used to have that situation too, where I was really heavy in proving the Bible to be right. Eventually, I asked myself, why am I doing this? Because ain't nobody getting saved from what I'm doing.
Man.
Because ain't that the goal?
Right.
Then I had to ask myself, well, what was my goal?
Right.
And I had to be honest. My goal was to sound smart.
That's true.
My goal was to look and sound smart and prove my scholarship.
Man.
That really, when I looked in my heart,
Man.
that was my reason.
And I can even side with you on that because I know there's been a lot of conversations that I've had with people, and I use this ideology a lot where I say I never want to put myself on the back end where it's like somebody, like say if I get into an argument with somebody, I never want to say something, and this is true, but my reasons for it was wrong. I never want to say something to somebody that can come back and be like, yeah, DJ, you was wrong too. I don't want to be wrong. I want them to just be wrong, and I'll just be right. And the truth.
We all want that.
The truth of the matter is that there's a lot of times that I'm just wrong, and that's it. Like that's what it is. And I can try and refrain from saying this or saying that, or I know that when I say this particular thing, and I ain't gonna be wrong about it, they gonna look stupid, and that's gonna be my bread and butter. But that right there. That feeling only lasts so long when you losing friends. Yeah. When you got people that's like, oh, here you go.
People hate to see you coming.
They hate to see you coming. When you come in, they
don't
like,
feel good.
when there's certain conversation that's being had or certain things that's going on, you the last person that they want to have an input. They the last person that they want to call because they know that you gonna have something to say or you gonna have these different feelings or this kind of idea. No. You just don't want to be that person, man. That feeling. That's what sucks. Cause I know I've had plenty of times,
especially unnecessarily. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it got. It is what it is. But you gotta ask yourself, and now this is where I want to pass to you. You gotta ask yourself, is it worth the battle? Yeah. Some battles is just not worth it. Yeah. It's just not.
That's true.
Yeah, I'll say this. Sometimes it's just. I feel like the time when it's not worth it is when. It gets to a point where it puts, it takes a toll on whatever friendship or relationship that you have with that person. It's like you could be right, man. You could be right in every aspect, but then it's like you gotta ask yourself, it's like, hey, is they even gonna really want to be honest with me? Are they gonna want to be honest with me? Yeah. Are they gonna want to have another serious conversation with me? If they know that I'm just gonna keep criticizing them all the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, I had to learn that like sometimes it's like you just kind of have to listen to people.
Yeah.
You know.
That's true.
And not be so politically correct.
No, that's real. That's real. And then sometimes, you know, and I like what you just said. Sometimes you gotta realize who the other person is. I have. Relatives who we, you know, it's funny because we all grew up the same way religiously. Yeah. But you know, when you get older, you go on your own path. And I got relatives who they be saying stuff that be way against what we was taught and raised, and I just don't engage anymore in those conversations because I mean I don't have nothing to prove to you. You was raised by the same people I was raised by.
We grew up with the same thing.
We was taught the same thing, so I. You know, it's like if you've made a decision that this is what you're gonna believe, then that's cool. Like I've had moments where I was tempted to like, go to back about it, but I was like, man, look, I know you, so it's like I'm not even gonna even acknowledge it. I'm not even gonna do it. And then something else, just because I'm saying I don't know why I'm on it so bad, but I guess when you brought up what your temptation was, I was like that used to be my temptation too, and I overcame it. I had to realize too who I was always trying to prove points to. All those people I was arguing with wasn't on my level. I was debating
Sometimes
down.
true. Yeah.
That was what.
And I had to realize, like, this is not really it was an ego stroke for me too, because I realized I'm not even debating people who might have a point that I really might have to think twice about.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm debating people who I know I got this in the back.
Yeah. So it's no point.
That was what kind of made me be like that, because I'm just like I'm like I just got to a point where I was just like, okay, these people don't know nothing about nothing. So there's no reason for me to even talk. And then even if I try to give them information, it's just gonna fly right past their head, and they're gonna be stubborn and just kind of go their way. So I'm just like, okay.
Sometimes it don't be working.
It's like it's the whole not casting your pearls on the swine.
Yeah, don't cash up your pearls before swine. Don't give that which is holy to the dogs, which leads me to my next thing. Can't we all be honest and say that the things that we be wanting the most be knocking on our door?
Yeah.
You know you ain't trying to sell no weed, and it's like, here they come.
Yeah.
And they got it's a discount.
It's a discount
on this bag today.
It's like you don't.
It was a discount. Matter of fact, the weed man just happened to next door, come deliver to the next door. Text your phone. You don't need to be served today. You know.
They text you. Didn't even know if they had your number.
I didn't change my number. Just for the record, I never ever smoke no tweeds. I'm just most of my members be doing tweeds, and I be getting stories. But anyway, weed, yes.
But you know what I'm starting to do to kind of help me with my temptation. I started asking more questions. Let me pick at your mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Now let's deal with this, because sometimes with your temptation, let's use that same method with another person's temptation, because sometimes temptation that has nothing to do with anybody else. It has to do with you.
Yeah.
So I would use that method that you say. I would be picking at my mind. I wouldn't be picking at nobody else's. Why do I want to smoke this weed? Why do I want to slag this DM? Why do I want to go to that website? Why do I want to bite that cake and I know I ain't supposed to have that cake?
Yeah.
You know, why? Why do I want to make fun of this person really, 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 really bad? I want to get on the phone and talk about them so bad. Like, why?
Yeah.
Why? I really gotta deconstruct some things up here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that the sad truth, and you probably was just thinking this too, is when you start asking those questions, the truth about you kind of hit your brain.
Come out.
You be like, dang, that ain't like, especially like when you said, why do I want to talk about this person? Because I remember asking people like, why do you want to make this person the butt of a joke all the time? Mm-hmm. And there was something that I realized kind of about them, but I don't think that they realize about themselves. Like, they probably don't have a whole lot of confidence like that. So they try and take away the confidence that another person has, or try and put the spotlight on another individual so that it don't have to be on them, because they already don't feel that great. I'm gonna tell you something with that. For me, I asked myself one time, because for me, I didn't feel like I just enjoyed antagonizing, and I enjoyed. I'm laughing because I'm laughing. You about to see why I'm laughing. I'm making fun of them, and I'm making jokes on them and all this other stuff. And I know they don't like it. Mm-hmm. I know that, because that's where it becomes a problem. Yeah.
You know, me and my boys crack jokes on each other all the time.
Yeah.
We cool with that. Harmless. Yeah. But it was stuff that I knew when I was back, younger, a teenager. Mm-hmm. I knew that they didn't like it. I knew it wasn't funny to them. Even if they tried to play it off like it was, it was so enjoyable and hilarious to me, knowing they didn't like it and knowing they was trying to figure out a way to try to, And I had to come to a truth about myself, that I like bringing pain to somebody. That's
honesty right there.
That made
honesty.
me, and that's what when you just said that, you said a lot of us, we don't like to ask those questions. We don't want to know the truth about ourselves. And when I realized that truth about myself, that I like bringing pain to somebody, I was disgusted with myself.
Yeah.
I was disgusted with myself. I was disgusted with myself that, man, I take pride and pleasure in someone else's pain. That's sick.
Yeah. It is.
That's sick.
Yeah. That's the truth, though.
And we really got to do that. We got to, I think a lot, we don't ask ourselves questions because we don't want to know the truth. We don't want to know what our answer is going to be. Because the truth of the matter is, a lot of stuff we deal with, we don't, I love psychologists, I love therapists. I'm not against it. I love it. I support it. I go to one. But there's some things you don't have to sit on nobody's couch to find out about yourself. Some things you can just sit down with yourself and ask yourself. We just don't want to do it because we know we'll get the answer.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And I think, like, as we wrap up, I know that, like, with temptation, too, that's kind of the key to beating it. Is, like, really discovering yourself, like, understanding why you have
Why you like
temptation.
Why
Like,
you want that?
why do I want to do this so bad? Why am I paying so much attention to this? Why is my mind always going to this place? And like really digging deep. And you said the key thing, like some people, I think everybody needs a form of therapy. Even if it's not just like sitting down in front of somebody and talking to them. You might need to release some anger and get in the gym and hit a bag a couple times.
Yeah.
So you can really figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And you said this too, and this is really good. And I'm gonna pass to you. With temptation, the key thing after you ask yourself those questions and you find out what it is, it's not just removing it and it being vacant, it's putting something else in that place. Like you said earlier, you was like, I know that there's something that I might be seeing on my social media that I know is a trigger for me. So I need to get rid of it, but then I need to like go and find something else to be in that place. So that, because I know I'm still going to use social media. I'm not just going to throw social media
because
away.
temptation's
So
not
something else got to be in that
anywhere.
place. It's not. It's always
not
going
to
be
leave
there.
you. People think that deliverance means
You ain't never going to deal with it.
you're not going to ever want it ever again. That don't always mean that. Sometimes deliverance means I'm not bothered by it anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't have control over me anymore.
Boy.
Does it still knock on my door?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. But now that but when you're delivered, it knocks on your door. You think twice before you open it, and you don't open it.
Because you know what it is.
It's still gonna knock. Lust is still gonna knock. You're gonna somewhere down the line. You're gonna scroll, and something gonna be there.
Yeah.
It's gonna be there.
Yeah.
The smell of weed is going to hit your nostrils just walking down the street to get to your car. Somebody's smoking it. So everybody smoked weeds today. So it's gonna hit your nostrils. It just is. I'm sorry I didn't take it from you, brother. I'm sorry. I'm just saying, temptation ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
So so really, like you said, ask the questions that you need to ask, and then remember that temptation is a bottomless pit. You'll never ever scratch the itch.
Yeah.
You'll never ever scratch it. You can never get enough.
Yeah.
You can never get enough. You're gonna want more and more and more and more and more and more.
Yeah.
I want a German chocolate cake today. Now that German chocolate cake you had today is not gonna be satisfying you tomorrow.
Not at all.
Tomorrow's a new day. That booty I was looking at yesterday, is not gonna satisfy my urge for a booty tomorrow. It's never gonna be enough.
Yeah.
I have a question from a viewer.
Okay.
You guys want to read it? You want me to read it? Since I'm not on the camera.
Go ahead.
Okay. Hello, Impossible Truth Podcast. I am a 32-year-old male, and I've been abstaining from any sexual desires for 6 months. I got tempted at a friend's house, and I let my flesh get the best of me. What should I do? What's my consequence from God? I knew what I was doing was wrong, but I still went along with the temptation.
Ooh, let me
tested.
get this. Let me get this
tested.
one.
For one.
Let me get this one.
One thing I want to say, like to that, one thing you should do, and I can pass someone else can have their answer. Find a friend or someone to hold you accountable. You know, someone that you can know that they will hold you to what you say you're going to do. Because sometimes, like for example, I give you a couple examples in my life when it comes to fitness. I need my friend like, yo, you know you're not supposed to be eating that, bro. You know you're supposed to be at 2,000 calories. You know that's gonna send you 500 over. What you doing? Yo, you know you're supposed to be in the gym today, bro. What you doing? You need someone to do that because they're gonna hold you accountable. Like this is my best friend right here,
My boy.
DJ. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't want to go to church on Sunday. I only had 2 hours of sleep that Sunday.
Man.
2 hours of sleep. I was so tired. And I was battling in my head. I know I got responsibilities. I know people are relying on me. But I was about to give in. It was like I'm telling you, like I felt it in my brain. It was a battle. And then I got a call. Yo, bro, you up? You up? I'm like, dang. He held me accountable. So to answer you, and somebody else can pick up, you gotta find someone to hold you accountable.
Yeah.
You know, because they will keep you on your toes, and even if it's a call, or even them, they're not even talking about what you're talking about, but it's gonna convict you. Just them talking to you, it's gonna convict you. I know he's gonna get on me if I don't do what I need to do.
Yeah.
So having someone to hold you accountable.
Okay.
What you gonna say?
And one, temptation takes time to overcome. Okay, sometimes it might take a year, sometimes it might take 2. God has a list of when He knows when you're gonna stop and when you're gonna completely stop. Sometimes we stop and we're like, man, I'm good, it's been 2 months, I haven't done this and that, and God's looking like, yeah, I know, but you're gonna do it again later. But just, I'm not upset with, I know you, okay? So one thing is, remember that. 2, I'm not saying it's okay when I say that, okay? But I need to say it because a lot of people, they get too guilty, and then when you get too guilty, you just end up going back into it. You're like, well, he's gonna be mad at me anyway,
That's
so
true.
I'm just gonna get back into it. And that's how you fall into that. So
Yes,
stay out of
that's
that.
true.
Don't let guilt overtake you. Remember the
good
difference
job.
between guilt and conviction. You gotta remember that.
Hey!
Conviction
Better
is
teach that.
okay. No. Guilt is,
It's all right, son.
dang, you did that. That's wrong. God's mad at you.
That's my
You
boy.
you ashamed of yourself. God's mad at you, man. And conviction is, hey, you knew that was wrong, right?
Wow.
Yes, I knew that was okay. So you know what you got to do? Yes. Okay, forgive me, Father. Okay, you know what you got to do. Now, God might whoop you sometimes. I'm not gonna take that out, but for the most part, just remember that and keep on going on the path. You fall off, get back on. You fall off, get back on. It's a long process. I'm struggling with some things myself, so please just keep it moving on.
I just want to say too, I actually wasn't even gonna give an answer because I felt like everybody else kind of was gonna hit it up right on the head. But he just said the key thing, just understanding that it's a process. Like nothing happens overnight. It's not gonna happen all the time in a week, 2 weeks, a month, even a year. Like Cornell just said, sometimes it might take 3 to 5 years, and that sounds crazy.
Sadly.
But and I'm not saying 3 to 5 years of you doing it every single day. If you're doing it consistent, I'm talking about 3 to 5 years of you going 2 to 3 months without whatever your issue is, whatever your form of temptation is, and then after that 3rd month, you fell back into it. But then you go another month. It might take you a good couple of years to really get solid and just be like, I'm leaving that alone, so you can be able to close that door when that knock comes.
Yeah,
you know. So.
And anybody, I want to closing, I want to say a Bible verse for you, and it'll answer your question too, and it's piggybacking off Cornell. You got anything you want to say? All right. So first I want to say is God. You may sin, you may struggle with something, have a struggle, but God doesn't hate you. Yeah. And I want to give you this Bible verse, Romans 8:1. There is therefore no condemnation to those to them which are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh but after the Spirit. For the law of the Spirit of life in Christ Jesus hath made me free from the law of sin and death. Yes. So you struggle, but don't think God hates you.
Come on.
He's not condemning you. He said no more condemnation.
Yeah.
He's not condemning you. So you can struggle, but you got what was it? Pick up
your cross and walk.
The righteous man falls down 7 times and gets back up. So you gonna fall, but you gonna get back up too. So you good, y'all. You good.
Yeah. Galatians 6:1. I just quoted it. I think a couple days ago. It says, "If your brother is taken in a fault, you that are spiritual restore such a one."
Yeah.
And so it just goes back to having accountability partners. And I would say this too, just as a practical thing. Celebrate your wins, as small as they are.
Wow. Yeah.
Celebrate them. If you went one day without doing that, whatever that is, celebrate it. Take yourself out to lunch. If you went 1 week, celebrate it. Make a Facebook post. If you made 1 month, celebrate it. Ask your friends to come and go to the movies with you. If you made 1 season, that's 3 months, then celebrate it. However you celebrate it. Invite all your friends over for Uno card games or something. Always do something to celebrate your wins. If an opportunity came to smoke, to have sex or fornication, to get drunk, to get high, to eat the cake, to talk bad about somebody, to start to get into a good fight, a good debate that you know is not really fruitful. If you was getting ready to do it and then you turn the other cheek and went the other way, celebrate it. Yeah. You deserve a piece of ice cream or a piece of cracker, or if you can't do the sweets, then you deserve a movie day,
right,
or something. You know, do something special. Always celebrate your wins. That's gonna always positive reinforcement is always the best strategy against temptation.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Man.
No doubt. Hey man, this has been Impossible Truths.
Yeah.
episode 2.
This is episode 2. We thank y'all for watching with us, man. We greet y'all with the words peace and love.
Peace and love, y'all.
Peace and love.
Y'all catch us next Monday in the name, and I'm sick of it.